How's it going, guys? K-Beast over here, and I got a very special guest. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us your background?
Yeah, my name is Cesar. I also go by the nickname mmKALL. Been playing TVC since it came out, pretty much. Working in Japan at the moment, but visiting my great friend here to get some more high-level matches.
Yeah, I'm very happy to have you here. You're always welcome. I just am very curious, especially for you, why TVC? Why is that the game that you decided to choose?
Yeah. Well, for me, especially TVC was actually the first fighting game I played. And I think I got drawn in by the colorful colors of the trailer, and I just saw for a Wii game it looks absolutely fantastic. And at the time I had kind of heard about MVC2 and MVC3, but I felt okay, if I want to get into a fighting game, this one has all the characters I really like from the Capcom side. I didn't know about Tatsunoko back then, but I felt okay,
There's a lot of people.
Yeah.
But interesting.
That's a lot of people.
Your very first fighting game?
Yeah, my very first fighting game, and I really got into it.
Okay.
At one point played it much more even than Smash Bros, which I was more competitive at the time.
Interesting. I'm interested to know your communities, players that you meet, or how did you get your practice in?
Yeah.
I understand that you had a scene in Europe as well as Japan, so I want to talk about that a little bit.
Sure. So I think at the time, it was mainly originated as a kind of sub-community within the Smash community, especially in Finland. I can't speak for Europe in general. I believe that in other parts of Europe it was actually more from Marvel 3 players who came into TVC. And I think we had some mix there in Finland as well.
Okay.
But generally the scene has kind of stayed pretty small. It started out with some online tournaments and stuff, but it was pretty quickly clear that there was only a handful of really strong players in Finland. And then we just kind of kept playing over the years and met each other at Smash tournaments, and always had TVC as a side event.
Nice.
To go in Japan. I moved there in 2017, and it was kind of the scene had been pretty well established, but it was fairly small, and there wasn't a lot of opportunities for the people to hang out. So it was kind of okay, these guys come together once a year, play some TVC and have a great time. But everyone was kind of busy with their lives and stuff, so it was really easy to organize stuff more often than that.
I mean, I'm very glad to have experienced the Japanese crew. So, technically, I have been part of those once a year time. But
it's always a great excuse to throw an event when you're coming around.
Very nice. I hope I could continue to create those events. But yeah, I'm definitely thankful to meet the Japanese players. Definitely thankful to meet you. And honestly, what do you think are the strongest players for TVC?
Besides Europe obviously has Obi-Wan, who's a really strong player. I also have great respect for Dawa.
Okay.
Not only because he plays the same team, but I can see that he's actually using his brain to play the game and doing a lot of really cool stuff and pulling off combos that I wouldn't feel comfortable pulling off myself. So I feel it gives a different level of respect.
Okay.
In that sense. I think also Kazupachi from Japan.
Kazupachi for
He's
sure.
extremely strong. He's one of the best Arcana Hearts players in the whole world, and it's clear that he puts that experience into play when doing TVC as well. In some situations, it seems he's not that to do that, but then you play him 10 sets in a row or something, and you just consistently lose.
Yeah.
It just turns out that he has really good fundamentals.
I feel when I play Kazupachi in particularly, he doesn't have all these gimmicks and tricks that we have in America, but what I could definitely say, he's solid. I see him adapting when we play long sets, and he's definitely a threat when he starts to get to understand my playstyle.
Yeah.
He didn't know what to do when we first met at Evo, then the next time I played him, it was definitely way more back and forth. So, I mean, I could appreciate that there's a player like that.
Yeah,
so.
I feel he's one of the best players at controlling the air in general. I know, of course, you're really good at that too, with Yatterman and Batsu, but even in his team composition, I'm surprised how good he is at air-to-air interactions, and somehow he just keeps getting the advantage in those situations against me specifically. I kind of pushes that advantage then to open up a larger combo.
Okay.
And it's really interesting to see.
Well, yeah. Well, thank you so much for having yourself come over. I'm definitely like super happy.
Any chance to play TVC, I'll gladly take it.
You are an amazing friend, so I'm just very glad that you're here. And I'm very glad that you played TVC. Anything else you want to say?
I want to say shout out to Smug Shutter because he's an amazing player. I'll be looking forward to playing him soon in a couple of weeks. So let's see who's the Finnish champion after that.
Before we go, I do want to get like a little bit of an explanation on these character battles. This concept of a character battle, since you're challenged to win, and I'm definitely excited for this. Can you go ahead and explain the rule set, or like how is this compiled? Like how did this come about?
Yeah. So I think there's actually like several rule sets for a character battle, but basically the like idea I think originates from like Smash Brothers. It might actually come from earlier as well.
Yeah.
But at least the way I understand it is that both players can play each character only once, and then you play like you double blind pick the characters for each match, and you play through all the characters, and then you see like who wins more sets overall.
Okay.
That's kind of like the core concept.
And with the special case of TVC, are giants allowed?
I think usually players play without them, but I see no reason why not to.
Well, we'll see. I'm very excited to do this, and yeah, thank you guys for watching. Let's go play some TVC.
Yeah, super excited.